How's it going, guys? Hope you all are doing great. This is EVlog coming to you live. And, ladies and gentlemen, the first summer anime reaction of 2025. Because spring anime is done, the beginning after the end, Windbreaker and Fire Force are done with their season. Now we are entering into summer season animes, and I cannot wait to see what this summer has to offer us. Right now, in this very moment, is the Lord of Mysteries. Okay, episode 1 and 2. I didn't think that it's gonna come out with 2 episodes at the same time. Be that as it may, I think the more the merrier. You know, that saying that goes the more the merrier. Without further ado, yo, let's get into it and see what this anime has to offer. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint, because I don't like it when anime disappoints. What's good, Liam? Thanks for coming to the chat. This anime came out with 2 episodes, so we're gonna have 1 hour runtime of reaction here, at least more than 1 hour, due to the fact that the anime itself came with 2 episodes at a time. Well, everything is written, and okay, finally. I thought it's gonna come out with only the native language and no subtitle. The path of the divine. This is Chinese anime, not Japanese anime, based on the accent, based on the language. There's a lot of chaos going on here right now, a lot of deaths, a lot of malice. Divinity. Hmm. It looks like this anime is gonna be one of, because someone said that this anime it's going to be relatable to solo leveling. But from what I'm seeing here, it looks like it might be much, much worse. Although this is the first episode, so we'll see. There is a lot going on. Ooh, I'm getting JoJo's Bizarre feel from this anime already. I'm getting JoJo's Bizarre feel. Looks like this anime is going to be very raw and unfiltered, undiluted. Animation so far looks pretty cool. There's blood everywhere. Who? Have a stalker. Someone is stalking him. Someone is watching him. You see how they showed us the lower areas, the lower streets, the rough neighborhoods, and then they just showed us the upper city. It's also giving me the animation is crisp. Wait, is it the same rat that stole or grabbed crumbs of bread from his room? Is that rat still following him? You guys see that? Hiding from that criminal or the stalker, he walks himself right into a sorceress. He wants to know his past, his present, and his future. The Fool, the name of the episode. He's being monitored by two people so far, like two individuals. One of them wants to harm him or antagonize him, and one is just observing. Something weird is happening to him. It looks like he just invoked some type of power that he has no idea what it's all about. He has no idea how to control. What is going on? That was a summoning. It looks like with his will, he has the ability to change this area. It looks like he has no idea what he just did, but somehow, some way, He's starting to understand what is going on or what he's, that was interesting. Oh, he's a policeman. Remember, the other one wanted to harm him, but saw this one who is a policeman and turned around and walked away. He went and grabbed his notebook. Why is he running? It's not like they're chasing him or anything. They left his house. They didn't arrest him or anything. Did he just froze time and space? Isn't that the cop? Yo, is this a dream or a nightmare? Ooh. Those two are beyonders. I guess that's the first episode of Lord of Mystery. Now, it is indeed, the name is indeed tied to the anime itself, Lord of Mystery. Now, let's go to episode two, because this episode has a lot of mind bending, mind warping reality after reality that you sometimes it's just quite too much, you know? You don't know what is real and what is not until he wakes up from either a dream or a nightmare or an interrogation. And those two beyonders seems like there's something bigger going on, and somehow, some way, this situation has Kellen involved in it. Um, you know, let's check out the second episode. Welcome to the live stream, Ashwarat. Ashurawat. Isn't that the guy from his meeting? This is the secret organization. So they are responsible for tackling spiritual situations. Milos, no, I have not read the novel before this. This is my first time watching the anime. I know nothing about the anime. I have not, I didn't even do the reaction on the trailer to begin with. So it's my first time, first reaction, first scenes, and everything. First time watching. Why did he ask him to take that anyway? I may need to rewatch this anime by myself again because it seems like that candle he put there represents himself. And you can see there are many candles out there. Alchemy room. It seems like those candles represents each and every beyonder. Now with this anime, you really have to pay attention at all times, or else you will miss out. He decided to be a seer. About to take on the seer pathway. Oh, he mixed the portion of seer pathway. He's not sure if he wants to do this, if he truly wants to drink this, but I guess at this point he's on. Yep, he has no choice. Yo, he's floating in the sky. He changed his eye color. His eye color has changed from brown to, I believe, blue, maybe? This is crazy. His eyes doesn't see like normal people see now. Oh, okay. He has the ability to negate. He has the ability to turn it off and on, I guess. Basically, he's telling him to be careful. It looks like this year was exactly what they actually needed because they're still looking for Welch notebook that is currently missing. Wow. It looks like this guy is going to be a powerful seer. It looks like he's adapting pretty well as a seer so far. This is not like solo leveling. This is different. This reminds me of somewhat Castlevania kind of situation. Or Ooh, he dodged it. Hmm. Ooh. What is Leonard's pathway? What is his ability? Hmm. Ooh. Ooh. He dodged it. Ooh. Ooh. Damn. Ooh. Damn. He just took out these two men with ease. It looks like they were being controlled. You guys saw how their eyes were, right? I think it looks like something was controlling them. They're like zombies. Yo, they transformed. They transformed. Hmm. Whee! Oh, shoot. He has wings. What did this man just do to this team? What just happened? He has a shadow that he speaks to? What now? Remember that card, the fool, the card he picked up. Oh my, oh my. Looks like there's a little more. There's more. This is where he lives now? Quite a big change. Quite a big change. Who is Benson? Is Benson his uncle, his older brother? Did I miss something? Right, all right. Okay, Benson is the older brother. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the first episode because I want to know who Melissa is because I think I missed it for some particular reason. Um, let's go to the first episode because they showed her name and I want to know what she is to Kellen. So the first episode, there were a lot of things going on, a lot of mind bending, malice. The first episode was I was like what trying to understand what is really happening. Now this first scene was what triggered everything, right? This first scene right here. Welchi and Naya. History graduates of Keio University. Okay, right here. Two deceased. And we see the photo. This is a photo of Kellen right here. This man. Okay, let me go back on. Welchi and Naya, history graduates of Korea University, judging from the scene, it's suicide. But black divination was performed. Now, this black divination that was performed looks like an alchemy thing, like some type of mystery supernatural situation that was performed here. Or he said, oh man. A beyonder was sacrificed. It's either that divination was performed or a beyonder was sacrificed. It got to be either or happened here. So some mystical mystery, and as a result, an evil force was awakened. So something due to the fact that something evil and gruesome happened in this room, based on what was performed and what was done, an evil force was awakened out of this. And then we see the photo of Kellen Moretti, the protagonist. So this kind of, what is this photo doing here? What is going on? And we see Kellen Moretti the first time we sees him or whatnot, or the first time, as soon as they mention his name, you see blood. There are blood stains on his clothes. A classmate of the deceased. A classmate of the deceased. Okay. His parents are dead. Okay. He lives with his siblings. Okay. And now we get to see the three pictures of the siblings, which is Benson and I guess Melissa. Melissa is his younger sister. Kellen Moretti, a Tangen City citizen of Awa County. Proficient in ancient Pharisaic and Hermes. He claimed to have come across an ancient notebook. So the people, one of them, Welchi and Nea, they came to see him and they claimed that, to have come across an ancient notebook, which is a notebook these guys are looking for, with deciphered first page. This notebook was from Fort something. The Antigos family. the Black Emperor, the Todor Kingdom. And on that table, we see the gun that he carries now as his weapon of choice. Homies, everyone will die, including me. Like, it looks like this ancient notebook is writing itself. No one is writing something, but something supernatural is writing on this notebook that everyone will die, including him. Killing will die as well. So this, there's a higher power or whatever it is that, but he's asking himself, why would I write it? So there are mysteries, and on that notebook, there's a handprint of a blood handprint. And we see the gun he carries now as a weapon of choice. Okay, Melissa Moretti, Kellen's younger sister, Backlund University student. And at this point, Kellum has cleaned the blood on his clothes, at this point. Okay, let me go here, read this. Milo said, from Kellum's diary, we know he, Welch, and Naya were deciphering the Antigo family notebook, but then they all committed suicide and the notebook went missing. Okay, this is an interesting, a crucial thing that you just said, because I didn't know that even Kellum himself, they all committed suicide and the notebook went missing. So how did Kellum survive? That's a translation error. Melissa isn't a student in Backlund. They don't even live in Backlund. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know. Waradin or Wiradin, thanks for coming to the chat. Now, let's move forward to decipher this, or for me to find better understanding to this anime. So let's move forward. The younger sister makes him food and asks him to eat it as fast as possible, and remember to get fresh bread, just 8 pounds. So he goes off. So right here, from that notebook once again, but before that, he meets this sorcerer who wasn't actually supposed to be. She's not. I'm not gonna say that this person, the first woman he ran into, she's a subordinate to the real sorcerer, right? She's a subordinate to the real sorcerer, and she asked him to pick a card.
免费？
当然，让我们开始。
等等，我再确认一下。
Anyway, so he wants to know his past, his present, and his future. And this sorcerer draws 3 cards. that represents what he asked for, his past, his present, and his future.
这张象征过去，这张象征现在，这张象征未来。好了，免费先生，你想先看哪张牌？
And at this one, he says that he wants to see his present. And upon doing that, he picks a card. And that card that he picked, it's called the Fool, which is the name of the first episode, by the way, right? And while he was making his way here, someone wanted to attack him. Two people were watching him, by the way, but one of them had more aggression on his face and sees a cup and backs off. Right? So he picks this card, the Fool. It represents all new beginnings. So his present represents all new beginning. So going forward, he goes and does this hocus pocus thing and summons these three individuals, the celestial worthy. Gonna remove the volume on this to avoid copyright. And the summoning that he makes awakens some type of a divine realm. How is this a divine realm without shrines? And after he says that, it looks like his will projected a shrine of his own. Now, this man right here, isn't he the guy that he is currently working with? This guy, isn't he Leonard or something? The guy that he's currently working with. Anyway. So the Lord of Storms or other churches, they has a conversation. Anyway, so Don Smith meets him up. Him and now this is Leonard. Oh, Leonard Mitchell. Okay, that's Leonard right there. The guy he's currently working with. And then he goes on this run and Don Smith at night, we are a lot more powerful than you think. So, which also shows when they went to hunt for that child who was kidnapped, you could see the prowess, the battle power, the precise, and the authentic of Kelem's power when he was using his ability as the seer, right? Which I will get to in a moment. So at night, their power is, I guess, 10 times more powerful than the usual. And at this point, Don Smith gives Kelem the choice to join them and become a Beyonder. But anyway, let me go to the second episode. Yeah, I want to see this. So right here, you see all these candles, and these candles, there's a letter on top of them, which I would say these are names. Could it be a graveyard of their fallen brothers or brethren? Because each candle or candles has a name on top of some type of a pillar, you know? I'm guessing that this is the name. Every name in here is a sacrificed night hawk. Going haywire is what most likely killed them. So haywire, if you guys remember, there was a point where Leonard told them to control even the alchemy priest that told him to control his ability. Leonard also said that he hates fighting beyonders that cannot control their abilities. When they can't control their abilities, they go haywire and they turn into mindless beast, which we saw towards the ending of this episode, which I will get to in a second. They are the pioneers of Tengen. We commemorate them and follow in their footsteps, I guess. And then we see Kelem light his own candle and place it. It could be a sign of honor, a sign of respect, a sign of homage to their fallen brothers or brethren or whatnot. So here, the creator awake from chaos. One of his eyes becomes the sun, and the other the crimson moon. His body became the land and the stars. His hair turned into the phoenix. His ears turned into the demonic wolves. We are all from the same origin. Humans can make potions with mysticism ingredients to gain powers to pathway, which was what the alchemy doctor mixed up and gave him the power to be the seer. The hangman mentioned it yesterday. Wait. The mystery, prayer, and seer are advantages in mysticism. But it's weak in offense. I guess this was one of the conversation that helped him to make his decision, because the Cypher and the Seer are mostly one of the strongest or whatnot, but they are weak in offense. You know, they are good investigators in terms of seeing things and noticing things and pinpointing where their enemy is or whatnot. But when it comes to their defense, they are not very, very good at defense, which was what we saw in the end when Kellam teamed up with Leonard to go and investigate. We can see that Leonard is more of a fighter. He's more so moving forward, once the potion was all mixed up, 7 gold mint leaves, 3 drops of poison hemlock, 9 grams of dragon blood grass powder. So when all the potion was all mixed up and he drinks it, and then it starts. So while this is going on, Nail, who is the alchemy doctor, continues to tell Kellam to control his ability, to keep it in check. Because I guess when they cannot control their abilities, when they can't keep it in check, it can be very dangerous for them. Because during this training or during this first experience, Nail, the alchemy doctor, continues to tell him to control and keep his ability in check. Get hold of yourself. And in that moment, his eyes, his normal colored eyes, turned into dark midnight blue kind of eyesight. And with that eyesight color changing, transforming, gives him the ability to see things as a seer, So in order for him to negate his seer's vision, he will have to tap his forehead twice in order for him to return his eyesight to normal eyesight, right? Nightwalker said, EVlog, you got to watch called content when it comes out. Okay, well, let me know when it comes out. Is that an anime? Nightwalker, is that a summer upcoming anime? Let me know. Milos, will you read the novel after season 1 finishes airing? I'm not sure, we'll see. He tries to imagine something that doesn't exist in the world. So he imagined a missile from Earth. Yep, yeah, he did that. He imagined not just only a missile, he also imagined space. Because we see a person in a spacesuit. So he imagined a lot of things. And I'm not sure during this time if there was anything missile. Like during this era, there was no missile, there was no spacesuit or whatever. So that's the reason why he imagined the future. And which also is interesting when he was curious to know his past, his present, and his future. But picking one of those cards, he picked his present, So how did he imagine a rocket, And then he imagines a spacesuit, which is in this 21st century, in this current time, that's normal now, There's rockets everywhere. Man has built nuclear weapons and all of these things, and now we can go in space, So it's really interesting. Lord of Mystery, is that another version of Lord of Mystery Nightwalker? I just said Nightwalker. Oh shit. Anyways, so after he keeps everything in check and he is now able to see the overuse of spiritual vision will exhaust your spirituality. So the overuse of his spiritual vision will no longer be dangerous, but it will also exhaust his spirituality. So he shouldn't overuse it. But then again, in the midst of battles, he might have to overuse it, which is where experience comes in, and which was why they sent him with Leonard to kind of be the muscle guy. And guys, please let me know on the chat box, what path did Leonard take? Because it's obvious that Kellum is not a fighter, right? His weapon of choice is that pistol he has. He's really not a fighter. But Leonard, on the other hand, is more of a face-to-face fighter, like, you know. So let me know, what path did he choose? Because, you know. You've met Leonard, okay? You've met him. When that chap first became a Beyonder after taking the portion, he slipped and fell down. Anyways. But there are something else that I want to pinpoint. After he was able to see, there is something. During the time he looked at Neil, right here, I was right about you. You're a promising young man. So with this sight, Kellum has the ability to see people beyond what normal people see. He can see people's aura. He can also tell the health of the person that he's looking at, right? He can also tell the health of the people he's looking at. If they're going to die soon, if they're in good, healthy conditions. Yeah, even Nell called it out. You can now tell my health condition from reading my aura. And he said he doesn't look healthy. So, which means Nell is getting old, of course, with 1 or 2 illness. You know, his health condition is not very good. So, you know, he doesn't have much time to live. And then he notices this big eye, these big eyes actually, towering both him and Nell. And he says, there are eyes behind you. Don't worry about that. It's just a magical representation of a ritual. So I think this must be explained further, why these 2 big eyes are watching over what is going on. Could they tie to the goddess thing that they keep mentioning? You know, one eye is this, one eye is that, the hair become Venus or whatever. You know, is it another power that watches over what they do? Is just a magical representation of a ritual. And look at the thing blinked. The thing is a living thing. This being or whatever this is a living thing. Let's go back again. It's just a magical representation of a ritual. I think it's way more than that, because the thing is a living thing. Look, it's wide open. And then it blinks. That's really messed up. That's it. I'm not saying it's messed up, but it's interesting. Anyway, so right here, main churches, the overnight goddess, the Lord of Storms, the God of Steam and Machinery. Another thing I want to get to is when he got into this what is it called? Into the cottage or whatever. Don't we use
毕竟
handle?
伪装的是安保公司，像这次的委托人就是以前的老雇主，我们帮他找过丢失的猫。不用紧张，找人是占卜家的长项，这是他的衣物。
So, second.
见吗？毕竟伪装的是安保。
We are undercover as a security company. So this is an undercover security organization that not a lot of people know about them.
公司，像这次的委托
This client is a previous
人就是以前的
regular
老雇主，我们帮他
found his lost cat
找
once.
过丢失的猫。不用紧张，找人是占卜。
The seer is best at locating people. So this right here is this is why, this is one of the reasons why they need Kellum as a seer. It's very, very imperative for him to have this ability, because with this ability, they can use it to pinpoint who they're looking for, know the exact number of people they're going to have to deal with, and also to see beyond what normal people see. And it was this
家的长项，这是他的衣物。
get to work our new seer.
开工吧，新晋的占卜家先生。
Now, this staff right here is another thing that I wanted to talk about, because this staff helps Kellum to, it looks like his power as a seer works with this staff closely. And wait, right here, 1 second.
就到这儿吧。接
探究那些不该听到的耳语和不该看见的存在，一定要记住。
我知道，克莱恩哥哥奔森4周，
这是你每天的任务。
见吗？毕竟伪普障寻物。
The Thousand Rose. So with that staff that he's using, it works with his ability to locate their target and to know exactly where to go and everything, and that staff works as a conduit to his ability. Anyway. Okay, after they defeated their enemies, Leonardo ability. Let me check the chat. Milo said lot is short for Lord of the Mystery. Okay. Makes sense. Abbreviation. It is an abbreviation. Lord of Mystery was first called Lord of Mysteries. Leonard said himself after the fight with the kidnappers that he was a midnight poet. The eyes are explained later. Okay. Now, like I said before, what is Leonard's ability? Because I'm not sure if it was. I know that they have like 22 paths of their organization ability, and Kellum is a seer. They have like 22 beyond the 22 paths of Beyonder's ability. I'm not sure what Don Smith's ability is. I'm not sure what Leonard's ability is. I'm not sure if that will be mentioned in future episodes to come. Who are you referring to, Milos? Are you referring to Leonard or are you referring to Don Smith? Because you just said he can put things to sleep. He put that monster to sleep. Yes. So, okay. Don Smith controlled Kellum's dream in episode 1, and they used it to kind of investigate his memory, what he gets to do with Welch and Nair, right? And of course, the notebook that has been missing. So if Leonard is a midnight poet, how is he so strong? How is he? Well, I would say experience comes with everything, but he's more of a brute. He's more of a fighter than Kellum. Could it be that Leonard is just stronger than Kellum due to experience, or is it due to ability? Okay. Their poem makes other people sleep. Yeah, you don't need to mention other abilities. I just want to know the two characters that looks powerful and formidable, which is Don or Dune and Leonard. Overall, it's not a bad anime. I guess we'll get to see what's gonna happen on the next upcoming episodes. I do. At first, I was a little confused. I was a little bit confused, and I'm so glad that they did 2 episodes. Okay, because I searched, I looked a little bit, and we're going to have 12 episodes of this genre, right? 12 episodes of this anime, and I'm so glad that the first 2 episodes actually helped kind of give audience that do not know anything about this anime a good rundown, a good startup. Because if I went with everything that happened with the first episode, I will understand it a little bit, but not all the way. So the second episode helped out a lot. So shout out to them, Lord of Mystery, Lord of Mysteries. Milos said apparently the first 2 episodes were the most poorly made by the studio, and episode 3 and beyond will be a bit slower. I guess you mean it will be a bit slower based on the amount of information they are going to put out, or the pace of it. I guess you're referring to the pace of the anime. Yeah. I mean, this is totally different from Solo Leveling. I don't know why, or people will say, because I read some of the reviews from audience perspective, and I think Amin commented was it yesterday or day before yesterday, and asked me to check this anime out, that it has some type of correlation with Solo Leveling. This is totally different. This is a totally different genre from Solo Leveling. But be that as it may, I'm looking forward to see, hopefully, the next episode, how things are going to go. Yeah, I don't know why they were comparing this anime to Solo Level. This is totally different. This gives me a little bit of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the first arc vibe. It gives me a little bit of Castlevania vibe. And I think there's another anime that I forgot to mention. It's not considered an anime, but it's more animation. I think I forgot what it's called again. Nightwalker said, Lord of Mystery, Lord of the Mysteries is for smart people. SL is Solo Leveling is when you want to turn your brain off and watch hyper anime. Yeah, I get that too. I get that a lot. Lord of the Mysteries is a little more, you have to pay attention to everything that is going on. You have to pay attention. And even sometimes after you've done watching the anime, you might have to go back and go pace by pace, minute to minutes, so that you don't miss out anything. If you look away and look back, you've missed something important. Good to know, Milos. Good to know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop this live stream here. I'm going to start another live stream. So if you want to stick around for One Piece, we will do that. But I'm going to stop this live stream here, and I'm going to start another one where I will continue One Piece reaction, because I do One Piece every Saturday. Due to the fact that we now have Lord of Mysteries, now I'm going to find a way to collaborate my timing so that everything works out. So I will be watching the next episode next week, although I might not be as early as I would want to be, because I was thinking that it's going to be dropped around this time, but unfortunately it dropped earlier while I was asleep. So when I woke up and I went to the site and I saw, oh shit, it dropped. And not just that it dropped with one episode, it dropped 2 damn episodes. So, which is a good thing. It's a good thing overall. So, check me out again next week. I will be live streaming it. If you guys prefer me to record it, I can do that too. And yeah, I'm going to start up another live stream right now to catch up my One Piece episodes that I want to do. On that note, see you in the next live stream. In the next, I believe, give me 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. I'm going to start back with One Piece reaction. So stay tuned for more live stream with EVlog. In the meantime, feel free to check out my other content that I have on the channel. Make sure to subscribe if you have not. Turn on the bell notification so that when I go live, you will be able to see me, and when I post content, you will be able to see the content. So give me 1 second.